Hey everybody, welcome back to another whiskey review. Up today, Amrut single malt whiskey from India. As we normally do here on Rabbit and Red Reviews, you're going to get your nose, taste, finish review. I'll tell you a little bit about the value, give you my final thoughts on the score, and of course leave you with the malt music. But first, I'll tell you a little bit about Amrut, the distillery, and this single malt whiskey. So Amrut Distillery is actually located at really high altitudes in kind of north central India. And what it said is that the combination of the altitude and the climate leads to an incredibly high evaporation rate annually of their barrels. So as in a lot of places, what's called the angel share of the whiskey is about that 1.5% to 2% of whiskey that evaporates out of a barrel every year during the aging process. Amrut claims that the angel share of their whiskey is anywhere from 12% to 15%, which is just an incredibly high evaporation rate. So they're losing a lot of product every year. And that's, while that might be a little bit unfortunate, what isn't is actually the fact that this distillery has been putting out some really good whiskey over the last few years. They have a bunch of different varieties, and the one we're going to take a look at today is just their standard release single malt whiskey. As you can see here, this has a sticker on it from Jim Murray's Whiskey Bible, giving it a 94.5 score. So you can take that for what it's worth. This is bottled at 46% ABV. It is, let's take a look at the bottle and see what they say, else they say about it. Okay. So they do say, all right, they do say that this is not chill filtered in natural color. So that's really, really great news. 46% not chill filtered natural color. It's like right where you want a whiskey. So this is actually, it does have a batch number on it, as you can see right here on the top. So this is batch number 127 from January of 2018. And let's see what it says here on the back. Amrut single malt whiskey is made from select Indian barley grown at the foot of the Himalayas. It is carefully mashed and distilled in small batches to preserve the natural aromas, aged in oak barrels, and the finished malt is not chill filtered and is bottled in its natural color. Super cool. So, as you might see familiar normally with Scotch, they usually will come in a cardboard tube of sorts. This is actually like a metal tin tube. Take a look at this again. It's got quite a bit of backstory here about Amrut. I'll just select a couple pieces here. So it says Amrut single malt whiskey is a product of many years of research and development with an aim towards a product of world-class whiskeys. So it is carefully mashed and distilled in small batches to preserve the natural aromas, unique tropical conditions at an altitude of 3,000 feet above sea level in Bangalore, India, the Garden City of India, it says. So pretty cool. All right, but enough about that. Let's actually see the stuff tastes. All right. Oh, we know it's natural color, but take a look anyways. Kind of nice color. It's very much like a gold. Okay. So right here on the nose, initially bright fruit. So it's kind of like apple, like tart apples, pear, strawberry. Yeah. And there's definitely like a cinnamon spice too. Also sweet. So when I say sweet, I'm thinking more like honey sweetness on this. And like citrus, so like it's like lemon lime almost. Not quite lemon, but not quite lime. It's punchy. This is a non-age statement whiskey, so I'm going to assume it's quite young, which may have something to do with why it is so punchy. Okay. All in all, really intriguing nose. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Right away, honey sweetness and tartness, and like green apple tart. Kind of a medium body. Mm. Okay. As it develops, that lime note I was talking about is really returned. This time, like a pepperiness. There's also kind of almost what I would characterize as bourbon cask notes. So there's probably bourbon oak maturation with this. So I'm thinking milk chocolate, cinnamon, caramel. But that's kind of playing a complementary note. It's really, the forward is this kind of spiciness, like I said, kind of like cinnamon. It's pretty hot. This kind of lime citrus pepper. Yeah, the finish, definitely going into the finish is a tad hot, but it does have some complexity to it. Not a lot, but enough. Tobacco, cinnamon. More of an oakiness coming through now. There's definitely more of an oakiness. Yep, it's hard again. So this one is going to be really interesting. Like I said, this is non-age statement, 46%. I think a little bit of water might do this good. Let's see what happens. So the addition of water on the nose has definitely taken that edge off. That kind of citrus punchiness that it had is tamed down quite a bit. The honey is stronger. Really liking this with water. That punchy, tart green apple has kind of toned down a bit too. It's still there, but it's made more room for the chocolate, the honey. There's maybe a little bit of a coffee note too. Finish still seems to be, medium length. Hangs on for a little bit, but it's definitely that citrus fruitiness. The addition of water is taking a little bit of a backseat, or maybe just fallen more in balance with everything else. Interesting stuff. Okay. So the Amrut single malt whiskey, this will run you about 50 to 60 bucks in the United States. In terms of value, it's a toss-up. Non-age statement, but a lot of pluses here too. Natural color, non-chill filter, 46% ABV, and honestly, it's it's unique in that it's from India. So final thoughts are, this is a young whiskey for sure, but it is unique. It does have some complexity, which definitely gives you a hint of things to come. I mean, that we may see something from them sometime with an age statement. They do have a bunch of other releases. I think they have a cask strength version of this. They have one called Amrut Fusion. There's a couple others that you can definitely find are pretty much readily available in the United States. But it'll be interesting to see if they come out with something that has a definitive age statement on it, because I do think that a little bit more age on this is really going to round this out a little bit, take a little bit of the edges off, and leave you with something really, really fantastic. So, I would say give this a try, or any of the other ones in their lineup for that matter, and really kind of enjoy this. This is quite a singular whiskey experience. So I'm into it. I'm cool with the Amrut. My final score on this is going to be a 3.5 out of 5. I was tossing up between a 3 and a 3.5, but I think this earns a 3.5 because they very easily could have went 40%. They could have chill filtered this. They could have went with some colorant, to try to make it look older or something. But they're presenting this as a natural product, and I got to give them credit for that, especially in this day and age when so many people are coloring their whiskey, filtering it enough just to make it look quote unquote better. But we all know that you lose a bit of quality when you do that. So props to Amrut for that. 3.5 out of 5. Check out the Amrut single malt at a bar, or buy a bottle if you find it at a decent price. All right, y'all. So that's that. I'll catch you next time here in Rabbit and Red Review. And as usual, I'm going to send you off to your malt music. Cheers.